After more than 2 decades of waiting, a long-standing injustice has finally been addressed. The federal government has approved the payment of $45 billion in pension arrears to over 6,000 retired employees of the defunct Nigerian Airways. The announcement came on July 22nd as the National Orientation Agency confirmed that disbursement would begin shortly. The move marks a major milestone in Nigerian aviation sector, offering long overdue relief to thousands of retirees who have endured years of neglect. Established in 1958 as West African Airways Corporation of Nigeria, which became the country's official flag carrier in 1961, the airline once operated an impressive fleet of over 30 aircraft, flying across West Africa, Europe, North America, and the Middle East.
Basically, you see why the unions are resisting the concession of the airports and any other organization owned by government within the industry to be given to the private sector, because what they all have looked at what has happened to Nigerian Airways, all the promises made while liquidating the airline, that we're going to build another airline which will be much stronger and bigger. We are about 22 years now, and we've not seen the new government airline that will be much bigger and better than what Nigeria Airways was. I think the liquidation was hasty. The President Obasanjo's government then had not looked at the other options, which would have saved us the mess we are in today. And let me just state to you frankly, I'm a product of Nigeria Airways. I'm also one of those being owed pension arrears. I would say this is not the first time they're going to pay. They've been paying. We've had some part payments. We're waiting for the balance. But unfortunately, with the exchange rate now, with the longevity, with the number of people dead who were waiting for that money, with the number of people sick who cannot get enough cure due to the delay, whatever they are paying now is practically peanuts, and it's not tantamount to the present realities. So that's my problem with it.
But decades of mismanagement and mounting debt brought operations to a halt. By 2004, the Obasanjo administration liquidated the company, leaving thousands without their pensions or gratuities. Some of them passed away without ever being compensated. Over the years, aviation unions including the NUATE, the ATSAN, and NAAPE fought tirelessly for justice. A partial payment of 22 billion naira was made in 2018, but 36 billion naira remain astounding.
It's a shame that government will liquidate an organization promised to pay, an organization that had assets all over the world that could have paid for those pensions at that time without any issue. But then that's the way government is in Africa here, especially in Nigeria, and that's why I see that unions, organizations are resisting government concession or giving out the services of organizations for private organizations to own or manage, because they've looked at government hardly meet up with their promises, which is mandatory, considering that the pension areas are part and reason why people work with government. Then why would they now wait after working and they cannot get this funds? It's sad, and I tell you, most of our colleagues are dead. Most have sicknesses. Some have been taken to their villages, and all the ones just getting money and then they didn't get it. It's just unfortunate. But I just hope we'd have learned the lessons now, because if you look at it now that not only in the aviation industry, just generally are resisting any form of government PPP or concession anything to private sector without first handling the issue of labor and paying all pensions and gratuity. Yeah, they are very heavy when you want to pay all, but what has happened in Nigeria, that's now the mantra of the unions, and I think the government needs to wake up to responsibility.
Earlier this year, lawmakers threatened to withhold budget approval for the Ministry of Aviation if funds were not included. The breakthrough came through the intervention of Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo.
Due to the tensions in society, there's more agitation. And I think the minister recognizes that. That's why he's saying after 40-something years, 30-something years, 20-something years, he's going to pay the pension of the retirees of Nigeria Airways, because all of a sudden, it's not just him. Even the president has recently said they should pay the pension, I think, of army. The police people, their pension is being reviewed because ways are being found to douse tension. Those whose emoluments are past due, government is trying to see how to resolve their issues because there is hunger in the land. It's true. There is hunger, there is anger. What you see happening in the aviation space now would have been unheard of 10 years ago. You would never have thought of coming across a situation where an ordinary passenger, irrespective of the provocation, will strike a flight attendant. It's unheard of.
The ministry has pledged a transparent and equitable disbursement process. This payment is not just about money. It's about restoring dignity and rebuilding trust in government's promise to honor the service of its citizens. For the retirees of Nigerian Airways, justice, though delay, has finally arrived. Sydney Okafo for Anchor News.